So just some follow-up questions. Mr. Anderson, can you talk about what your experience is now with the morale and within NASA? How are they feeling about their mission and their future, and how motivated are they to beat back the Chinese?
Yeah, Senator, it's hard to tell on the morale of the organization. I'm not in right now, but I appreciate your question. I'm just watching it, publicly as well, and I see Administrator Isaacman's first 2 months where he visited every center. I saw some senators, thousands of people were coming in on the weekends to meet their new administrator, eating up to 6,000 donuts and coffee. And I see almost every Sunday morning he's flying employees of the week, essentially, in fighter aircraft, improving the morale. And I think he's just really hitting in on that third tenet of inspiring that NASA takes so seriously. So while I can't speak it, from the outside, it looks like it's on the upward trend.
And as your experience, having been a colonel at the Air Force, how important is that? How important is that motivation, that feeling of mission to success, especially for extraordinarily complicated missions like what NASA is going to undertake?
Senator, I think it's absolutely critical. And the best organizations, whether it's the Ohio State University in football, the military, NASA.
Too soon.
Yeah. Anytime a leader can focus the group on the mission, everything else takes care of itself.
Okay, perfect. And I think to both of you guys, I'd say maybe just a brief question, maybe statement, and I think you'd see maybe this in a bipartisan way. Just a very, very simple question for both of you. If members of the United States Senate, specifically of the United States Commerce Committee, send your office a request for information, can I get your commitment that you respond quickly and efficiently?
Yes.
Yes, Senator.
Okay. I think that's critical. And I think what you're hearing with the frustration around MEP is just a lack of at least answers of what's going on. I think that solves a lot of problems. And obviously, just for you, Dr. Rahman, because you got to ask some series of questions, to clarify, you're not in the role today, correct?
Correct.
So there's no way for you to know the details of anything within the organization today, correct?
Correct.
So the questions that were asked were more generally speaking about what you would do when you're there. And of course, like anybody nominated by President Trump, you will follow the law to the letter of the law, correct?
Correct.
And you will not inject your personal point of view on what the legislation clearly directs you to do, correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Anderson, the same with you. Obviously, you saw there's enormous bipartisan support here for NASA, and I hope that sends a message also to everybody at NASA that we support them, we want them to win. And in your case, the same way, whatever appropriations we're doing, whatever we put in pen and paper to law, you will follow that as well, and I know the administrator does.
Yes, Senator, I always follow the law.
Perfect. And since the walk from the Capitol to Russell is going to take another minute or so, is there anything that you would like to add that you haven't been asked in the last few minutes?
No, Senator.
No, that was a yes, Mr. Anderson. I was hoping you want to add anything. How about you, Dr. Rahman? Is there anything that you want to talk about that would take you about 45 to 50 seconds to discuss?
No, I just wanted to add my gratitude.
Neither one of you are prepared to be a United States Senator, by the way, because a United States Senator can say hello and take 5 minutes. So clearly that you're not fit for politics in this case.
Senator, I'm picking up what you're putting down, so I do have a few thoughts that just came to me.
There you go, perfect. You are a rocket scientist.
Yeah. I think the important thing to remember here, and I appreciate your words about the recent legislation, the markup yesterday, just showing support to the men and women that work so hard at NASA. They're very proud to be at NASA. And what we're about to accomplish in a couple weeks with Artemis 2 is historic. No other nation is going to do that. And what we just saw the administrator do and support of this committee to move Artemis' schedule left, completely change it because the mission dictated it, safety dictated it. And then how quickly this committee said, we support NASA, we support that administrator, and we support the president's national space policy. We're going to beat China to the moon. We're going to establish a moon base, and then we're moving on to Mars. We're going to innovate technologies that will change humankind. We're going to inspire the next generation. I think that is what we're seeing here from President Trump, this committee, and the administrator, and I'm looking forward to joining that team.
And why do you think we had such a long period of time from the first mission to the moon happened? Sadly, I will report that it was about when I was born till now. What happened?
Senator, I think we as a nation in 1961, when President Kennedy...
I wasn't born in 61.
I think we were in a space race that we won, but it took a whole of government, whole of nation rally behind it. We threw lots of money at it, 4.5% of our GDP. It took to get us there in 8 years. And then as it went by, as a couple years, and we get to 1972, and we've been there multiple times, and it ends with Apollo 17. And I think that's a completely different environment than we're in right now. The country lost interest. They said, okay, we've landed on the moon. Well, the mission is different right now. As the administrator has said, we're looking at Artemis 2 coming up, but it's going to be 3, 4, 5, increasing that cadence to try to get our launches to the 10-month point instead of almost as frequent as we have World Cups and Summer Olympics, 3.5, 4 years. That's where we've been at. Increasing that cadence, focusing on the mission, keeping things safe. And that is what will not only deter our adversaries and our geopolitical rivals, but we can beat them.
That's fantastic. Dr. Rahman, anything you want to say for a few seconds?
Just to point out that the first man on the moon and the last man on the moon were Purdue astronauts.
Perfect.